And today we will discuss the vertical curves, no? So, yung horizontal curves, last time pinag-usapan natin, those are curves that are existing on the horizontal plane. Okay, vertical curves naman, existing on the vertical plane. So, basically, yung vertical curves yung makikita mo kapag kinat mo yung, yung cross-section ng lupa, no? Yung, kumbaga, maglagay ka ng plane sa lupa. I-graph mo, class, yung height ng lupa or nung daanan, class, that is the vertical curve, class. Okay, so basically ang makikita mo doon, class, is the side view of the terrain, no? And so makikita mo yung side view. Yan, katulad nito, class. And so ginawa niya, naglagay siya, naghati siya ng kumbaga yung bundok, no? Naglagay siya ng plane sa gitna. And tapos nadaanan ng plane. Okay, ito yung pinakita ng plane, yung cross section ng bundok. Ngayon, class, kung gagawa mo yan ng daanan, so pwede kang maglagay ng ng mga changes in the elevation, no? One approach na pwede mong gawin, class, is patagin mo na lang yan, no? Bubutasin mo, papatagin mo, tapos ayan, yan yung magiging daanan, no? The problem with that, class, is that hindi naman libre yung trabaho, 'di ba? Syempre, kung ganoon ang gawin mong approach, edi marami kang magiging problema diyan, no? Like the excavation works, mga ganyan, no? Mainly excavation ang problem natin diyan, no? Sobrang mahal 'yan kung lahat 'yan papatagin mo or bubutasan mo, no? And so one thing that we do is basically iano mo na lang, no? Daanan mo na lang sa tuktok. Ngayon yung tuktok niyan, since medyo tawag dito, medyo magulo siya, so kailangan ng daanan, di ba? Yung kino-construct natin. Okay? Yan, so katulad ng horizontal curves, class, sabi mo, di ba? Pag horizontal curves, sir, pag meron dalawang daanan na gusto mo i-connect, so sabi natin, lalagyan natin ng horizontal curve for the smooth transition, tama? If you remember. Okay, so ayun maging itsura. Now, for the vertical curves, class, ganito din. Okay? Pero medyo iba yung concept natin dito. Okay, last time, sabi natin bilog, di ba? Bilog or lalagyan mo ng spiral. Okay, in this case, medyo iba siya. Okay, so ulitin natin na vertical curves ang tawag sa kanya because these curves exist in vertical planes, no? Kaya vertical curves ang tawag sa kanya. Ngayong class, ang vertical curves, meron dalawang type. Meron kang crest and sag, no? Crest kapag pag ganito, okay, kumbaga meron siyang peak. Tapos, sag naman kapag meron siyang lowest point, no? Ayan. Curve B. Curve A is a crest, curve B is a sag. Yeah, so vertical curves are often constructed in a parabolic shape, no? So yung horizontal, part of the circle, no, medyo circular. Yung vertical curves naman ay parabolic. So hindi yan dahil trip-trip lang, no? Kung ano lang yung mapagtripan na shape, no? Hindi ganoon. May explanation. Okay? So for the vertical curves, kaya siya naging parabola. Bakit daw? Sabi dito. Parabolas provide a constant rate of change of grade. And so they are ideal and most always applied for vertical alignments used by vehicular traffic. And so basically, class, ang gusto sabihin nito is that yung mga changes in the elevation ng roads, class, para maging smooth yung pagdadrive mo along doon sa daanan, class. Hindi yan basta tinatansya na lang. Okay, meron tayong design for that to make sure that the travel mo is magiging smooth. Okay, so ayan. So, the length of the parabolic curve L, okay, here are some of the properties, no? So, ayan, the length of the parabolic curve L is the horizontal distance between PC and PT. Okay, horizontal, hindi along the curve, no? And kung maalala mo, 'di ba, doon sa natin sa horizontal curves, class, yung distances ay mini-measure natin along the curve, okay? Bakit? And so, ang explanation for that is because, yun nga, yung distance, mini-measure natin along doon sa daanan. Tama ba? Kasi doon ka nagte-travel eh. Okay? So, basically, ang idea lang naman is i-measure mo yung distance na tina-travel mo along doon sa daanan. Okay? Kaya, ganun yung stationing natin for horizontal curves, no? Along the curve. Ngayon, kapag vertical naman, class, yung tina-travel mo, hindi naman along along the curve, di ba? Pero class, kapag nagme-measure ka ng distances, di ba, ang mini-measure mo ay horizontal distance. Hindi mo naman kino-consider yung sloping distance, tama ba? Ito yung mini-measure mong distance eh. Okay, so and yung stationing class ay measured based on the horizontal lang. Okay, horizontal lang. Hindi mo kukunin yung length of the curve dito sa figure. Okay? Yung horizontal lang mismo. Okay, so yung horizontal distance na to, ito yung change in the station from station PC to station PT. Okay, basically station PC plus the HD, or horizontal distance from the of the curve. Okay, or dito ang tawag natin sa kanya is L, no? Yan, basically station PC plus L equals station PT. Ganun lang, no? And so another property is that PI is midway between PC and PT. So basically laging nasa gitna siya. Okay? And makikita mo that PI exists on the middle. And the figure, kita mo dito. Plus ito, L over 2. Okay, L over 2 from PC, L over 2 from PT. Okay? Palagi yang ganyan. Palagi. Okay? Yan. Tapos, third property, the curve is midway between PI and the midpoint of the chord from PC and PT. And sasabi nito, class, from PI, tapos midpoint between the chord. Ito, class, ito yung chord. Okay? Yung gitna niyan, class, sabi, itong part na ito, class, the curve is midway between that one. Okay, basically, kapag kaplinat mo itong curve, tapos, kunin mo yung gitna nun, nandoon, class, yung curve, tapos pwede mo na i-draw na pa ganun. Yan yung sinasabi niya, no? And so, yung distance h, class, is the distance from the curve to pi, and that is also the distance from the curve to the midpoint of the chord. Okay lang? Hopefully, nakuha yung part na yan, no? And yung h, h is the distance. Okay? Yan, so parehas yung distance na yan. And so the vertical distance between any 2 points on the curve is equal to the area under the grade diagram. So this is one of the most fundamental concepts dito sa vertical curves, no? So mamaya ibibigyan natin explanation, no? Bakit ganun? Okay, para hindi naman yung basta siya sa ulo mo na lang yung procedure, tapos kahit hindi mo naintindihan yung concepts, no? So sabi nga natin, di ba, dito sa inaaral natin, mas mahalaga na alam mo yung concepts kaysa sa alam mo yung solution, no? Kasi kapag alam mo lang yung solution, malilimutan mo yun eh. Okay, so take your learning into a higher level. Okay? Aralin mo yung concepts, bakit naging ganun siya. So the grade of the curve at a specified point is equal to the offset distance in the diagram under that point. Class, ang ibig sabihin ng class is that, meron ka ditong grade diagram, class. Sabi dito, kunyari, hanapin mo yung grade dito sa point na ito, class. Okay? Dito sa point na ito, hanapin mo yung grade dito sa point na ito. Grade means slope, no? Yan. So, kung hanapin mo yung slope niyan, sabi, class, kunin mo lang yung ordinate nito, yung height nito. Kung ano yung height nung nandun sa grade diagram, that is the grade of the curve at that specific point. Okay? Yan. So, kung magpapalit ka ng point, kunyari, consider mo, class, yung point dito, kunyari, doon sa highest point. Yan o. Makikita mo that the grade at that point is 0. Okay, ano ibig sabihin nun? Sa highest point, the grade or the slope is equal to 0, which is basically yung pinag-aralan mo sa derivatives, di ba? The maximum point occurs where the derivative is 0. Okay, so ayan. May na-mention tayong derivative, no? Ba't biglang pumasok sa calculus? Okay, what's very interesting in this topic is that dito mo ma-apply yung calculus mo na akala mo dati walang application, no? And so dito yung application nun. So okay, so I think this is very interesting, no? Apply natin ngayon in derivatives and the integrals. Yan, so class, meron ka ditong simple crest curve. Ayan, so makikita mo dito, meron kang dalawang daanan that is connected sa dulo, no? So meron kang isang pataas, meron kang isang pababa, class. Tapos imagine mo, class, kung yan ay connect without a curve, class. Mayroon niyang, class, kunyari ganyan, no? Yung sakyan mo, pagdating dito, titiri ka lang ng onte, tapos bago ka bumaba. Okay, simple lang naman, di ba? Titiri ka lang ng onte. Okay, pero ayun, di ba? Hassle yun, no? Ayaw mong mangyari yan. So, ang gagawin natin, class, i-design natin to using a curve. Okay, class, pero ganito yung nangyari, class, no? Kapag i-connect mo siya ng walang curve. Okay, na-imagine mo naman siguro. Ngayon, class, kapag kukunin mo yung mga elevations niyan, class, ganito yung mangyari, no? Kunyari, ito yung start ng curve, class. Tapos ito yung end ng curve. Class, ang mangyayari dyan, kung yan yung figure, class, paano mo makuha itong PVI? Okay, PVI, okay, paano yun? 100, okay, times, 100 plus yung height, no? Yung iaakyat nito. Okay? Kung ano man yung height nito. Or gawin ko na lang y, yung variable, para medyo mas variable. Medyo mas general yung variable. Okay, y. Ngayon, paano mo kunin yung y? Sabi natin, di ba? Kapag meron kang slope that is equal to rise over run. Or basically, that is y over x. Okay, so to get y, or the change in the height, that is equal to the slope times the horizontal distance. Okay, in this case, class, from PVC to PVI class, the the grade is 5%. Okay, so mangyari niyan 100 plus 0.05. Okay, yung run niya dito is 50. Okay, makuha mo itong PVI. Okay lang. Ngayon class, after that one, from PVI to PVT naman, para makuha mo yung elevation ng PVT, kaya yung gagawin mo naman, from 102.5, kaya na mangyari, plus the grade, negative 0.075 times the run 50. Ay, makuha mo ito class. Okay, 98.75 meters. Okay? Class, i-analyze mo yung grade diagrams, no? So, kung ginawa natin yung parang, ano ba yun, algebra method, no? Kumbaga, unit analysis lang, class. Ginawa natin class unit analysis lang, pero class, kung i-analyze mo yung grade diagram, class, ano nangyayari sa grade diagram? Okay? Class, basically, ang ginawa mo is 100 plus the area of the grade diagram. Tama ba? Ano, anong area nito, class? This is a rectangle, eh. So, area is base times height. That is 50 plus 0.05. 5%, eh. Okay lang? Ano. So, basically, class, ang ginawa mo, kung gagawin mo yung grade diagram analysis, ang ginagawa mo is pina-plus mo doon sa area of the grade diagram, which is yung napag-usapan natin kanina, di ba? Sabi natin, the change in the height is equal to the area of the grade diagram. Okay? Ayan yung area of the grade diagram. So, class, dyan din papasok yung integral mo, class. Naalala mo? Yung, yung integral ng slope. Naalala mo yan? Is equal to y. Diba? Ito, class, sabi din sa, sa integral mo, class, the integral is equal to the area. Ewan, no? Ewan. Okay, pero sana naalala mo yung integral mo or sana inaral mo siya ng maigi. Okay, kasi ito yung application ng class. Sa integral class, maalala mo pa ulit-ulit na sinasabi doon, di ba? Yung yung integral ng x dx class, that is that is equal to the area of the curve, class. Okay? The area of the curve in this case ay equal to the change in height. Okay, yung x naman is a function of x. Okay, ano yung function of x na yun? That is the slope, no? Y over x, no? Sa, yun. Okay? Medyo naging komplikado, no? Okay, pero anyway, so gusto ko lang ipakita that this is the explanation for that, no? So, multiply mo doon, basically, kung grade diagram ang pag-uusapan mo, ang ginawa mo sa grade diagram is kinuha mo yung area. Okay, so that same principle will be applied on the vertical curves. Okay? And so, pero ito kasi yung walang curve, class. Okay? Anong sabi natin kapag vertical curve, ano daw yung goal natin? Sabi doon, ganito. Ayan. So, sabi dito, the change in slope should be constant. Ano ibig sabihin ng constant, no? Dahan-dahang bumababa. Okay lang? Or dahan-dahang tumataas, depende sa style, no? And in this case, class, this is a crest. So, ang mangyayari, nag-start ka sa positive slope, mag-end ka sa negative. So, dapat anong gusto mo? Dahan-dahang bumaba. Okay lang? Yan, kung gagawin mo dahan-dahan na pababa yung yung slope ng grade diagram mo, class. And then, ano mangyayari? Yan, magkakaroon ka ng curve kapag kaplinat mo yung yung elevation of the points. Tama ba? Kunin mo yung area nito, class. I-plus mo doon sa elevation of PVC, makuha mo itong point na ito. Okay? Kunin mo itong area na to, i-plus mo dito sa elevation ng point na ito, makuha mo itong point na ito. Okay, and so on and so forth. Tapos, paulit-ulit, makakarating ka doon sa highest point. Okay? highest point ibig sabihin wala ka na itataas kasi ano mo, na-spend mo na yung ano mo, yung area of the grade diagram. Okay? After that, from that point onwards, class, makikita mo, pababa na lang yan. No? Okay? Hanggang makarating ka sa PVT. Okay, so paano magiging solution nito, class? Yan, doon na papasok yung ano, yung sinabi doon na concept, no? Yan. Para makuha mo yung elevation of any point on the curve, class, sabi, analyze mo lang yung grade diagram. Okay? So from this part, okay, para makuha mo yung elevation, yung highest elevation, class, ang mayari 100 plus area 1/2, base, and S1, height 0.05. Okay? Ngayon, class, ang tanong, what is S1? Class, by the way, kanina, di ba, L over 2, ito, L over 2, ito. Okay, huwag kang magkakamali na gamitin yung L over 2 as the base of the triangle dito, no? Kasi medyo nag-iba siya, eh. You know, if you will use your grade diagram, yan, makikita mo that these are similar triangles, okay, pero hindi sila same in the base, which is obvious naman. Okay, kung i-drawing mo siya ng tama. Okay, so ngayon, paano mo kukunin tong S1 and S2, which is the dimensions of the triangle? Okay, paano mo kukunin yan kung similar triangle sila? So, basically, class, yun na, sinabi ko na nga, di ba? Similar triangles, no? By using your similar triangles. Okay, so S1 over G1 ay equal to S2. Pero ano yung S2? That is L minus S1. Okay, over G2. Okay, by using that equation, class, makukuha mo yung value of S1. Okay, you have your G1, no? G1 is 5%, no? S1 over 5% is equal to 100 minus S1 over, ayun, tama nga, over G2, 7.5%. Okay, class, wag mo na isama yung sign. Okay, bakit hindi kasama yung sign? Kasi ang ginawa mo naman dito is similar triangles mo yung dimensions niya, no? Dimension of triangle lang to, hindi mo kailangan yung sign. Okay? Kung nasa Cartesian plane ka, yung ina-analyze mo, isama mo yung sign. Okay, pero in this case, dimension lang naman siya similar triangle natin, di ba? Yan, makuha mo S1 dyan. Ayan, so try natin i-apply yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, no, dito sa sample problem natin. Okay, and so a grade line AB having a slope of 5% intersect another grade line BC having a slope of 3%. Okay, at B. The elevations of A, B, and C are 95, 100, and 97 respectively. Okay, determine the elevation of PVC, PVT, and the summit of the 100-meter parabolic vertical curve to connect the grade lines. Okay, so yun yung sabi, ngayong class, kailangan mo munang i-draw, no? Like, almost everything na i-discuss natin, no? Sabi ko sa inyo, i-drawing nyo para maintindihan nyo yung procedure, para maintindihan mo yung ginagawa mo, yung solution mo, tsaka para makita mo yung tamang approach. Okay, so let us draw the figure. And so ito yung lalabas sa figure, class. Okay, so you have here the elevation of A, elevation of B, elevation of C. Class, ang binigay sa'yo kanina is the grade 5%, tapos 3%, no? Hindi sinabing negative. Pero, malalaman mo na negative siya because the final elevation from BC to, from B to C ay mas mababa yung final elevation, no? Kung mas mababa yun, ibig sabihin, pababa. Kung pababa, ibig sabihin, the grade is negative. Okay? Now, before you proceed to the solution, class, tingnan mo muna, tama ba yung drawing mo? Okay, paano mo mag-verify? Okay? And sabi dito sa figure, class, ayan, you have a 100-meter parabolic curve. If that is 100 meter, then it should be 50 meters dito and 50 meters dito. Okay? 50 meters dapat yung PVI to PVC. Okay? Tapos, 50 meters din yung PVI to PVT. Okay, dapat ganyan yung figure. Ngayon dapat, yung values of the elevations ay magtutugma kapag in-analyze natin yung grade diagram. Okay lang? Subukan natin, class. If you will try 95, okay, plus the grade, 0.05, 5%, times the distance, 50. Okay, class. Ang makakuha mo dito is around 97.5. Yan, so makuha mo 97.5. Yan. So, class basically, by computation, dapat the elevation of B should be 97.5. Pero ang sabi doon sa given, yan, yung elevation ng B mo dapat 100. Okay? Medyo may conflict, no? Kaya hindi nagtugma yung analysis ng grade diagram doon sa figure na dinrawing mo. So, ibig sabihin, class, may mali. Okay? So, yan, no? So, take note. Before you proceed to the solution, make sure muna na tama yung drawing mo. No? So, paano mo to i-reinterpret? Okay? Yan, mali yan. Okay, paano mo i-reinterpret yan? Yan, so if you will consider this figure class, you will see in here that to get the elevation of B, that should be equal to the elevation of A plus the grade times the length that you will travel. Okay? Given ka ng elevation ng B, 100. Given ka ng elevation of A, 95. Okay? Yan. So, yung L ang hanapin mo. So, makikita mo dito that L should be equal to 200. Okay? By computation, para tumugma. Okay? Para tumugma elevations, tapos given ka ng grades, di ba? So, ayan. Okay? Dapat daw yung L ay 200. Pero ang given dun sa, sa problem is 100 lang daw yung curve. So, paano mo siya i-redraw? Okay? So, ganito yung mangyari, class. Yan. Okay? Ito yung tamang figure. Okay? So, sir, paano nangyari yan? Okay? Class, ang sinabi, class, the elevation, the point A is 100 meters from point B. Ayan, nakita mo 100 meters from point B. Okay? The horizontal distance from A is 100 meters, no, papunta sa B. Okay? And from B to C, 100 meters din. Okay lang? Ayun. Ngayon, class, ang sabi, the length of the curve is 100 meters lang. Okay? So, kung 100 yun, class, ang gagawin mo, from PVI, magme-measure ka pa kaliwa, 50. Tapos pa kanan, 50 din. Okay? Diyan lang dapat mag-o-occur yung curve as shown in the figure. Okay? This is the proper figure na gagawin. Okay? Yan. So, class, ano yung mali dun sa ginawa natin kanina? Okay? Aside sa lahat, syempre. Hindi, joke lang. Ano yung mali? Okay? The wrong assumption we did is that we assume that the curve will start at elevation A. Okay? Ang inassume natin kanina is that the PVC ay nag-start sa A kasi yun yung unang given, no? Ayan, so take note lang, no? Hindi porke yun yung unang sinabing point, doon na agad yung PVC, no? Siguro madalas, no? Pero hindi palagi. Okay, so take note lang doon, no? Baka may mga tricky questions kayo ma-encounter kay katulad nitong isang to. Okay? Ayan, so makikita mo that the PVC should start somewhere here. Okay? Ayan. Tapos ito naman yung PVT natin. Okay? And so, kapag consider natin tong elevation na ito, class, okay, makikita mo, elevation, yung figure na ito, class, ito, makikita natin yung elevation of PVC. Okay? Ayan, paano mo nakuha yung elevation of PVC? Pwede mo imano-mano, okay? 95 plus the slope times the run. 0.5 times the run na 50. Okay? Or, makikita mo ito, 97.5 ito. Or, gawin mo, i-analyze mo yung grade diagram. So, ang mangyari niya, 95 plus base of the grade diagram, 50, times height, 0.05. Basically, parehas lang lalabas. Okay? 97.5 din. Okay lang? Yan. So, class ngayon, kukunin naman natin yung elevation of the highest point. Okay? So, to get the elevation of the highest point, kailangan, class, alam mo yung elevation of PVC. Okay? Tapos, from PVC, kukunin mo yung area na ito. Okay? Now, class, gawin na lang natin general yung S1 as the distance from the PVC to the highest point. Tapos, S2 naman yung distance from the highest point to PVT. Okay? Ganun naman yung laging ginagamit natin. Okay? So, to get the dimensions, hindi ganito gagawin natin, class. Substitute mo dyan. Okay? And so, the only unknown is the S1. Okay? Take note, class, yung 3 positive, no? Dimension lang kasi yung kailangan mo kapag similar triangles ka, no? Walang negative dimension kapag similar triangles. Okay, so makuha mo S1 is 62.5. Kaya meron ka ng S1, makuha mo na area of the triangle. So elevation of the summit is equal to dito plus the area of the grade diagram. Okay? Yan, class, ano napansin mo? Kapag kukuha ka ng elevation which is along the curve, okay? Along the curve, class, ang gagawin mo, ang pwede lang na procedure is to get the elevation through the grade diagram. Okay, yun lang yung procedure. Pero class, kapag kukunin mo yung elevation ng something, okay, nung point na nagtatouch along the tangent and along the curve, okay, ano yung mga nagtatouch along the tangent and along the curve, class? Yung PVC and PVT. Okay? As I demonstrated earlier, class, nakita mo, there are two ways to get the elevation of the PVC and PVT, no? One way, okay, or first way is to, yung ano lang, literal na slope diagram lang, no? Sorry. Grade diagram, no? So, grade diagram, base times height lang, okay? And another way is yung normal na way, yung slope, no? Slope times the horizontal distance. Okay? And dalawa yung way, no? Pero basically, parehas na magiging output. Okay lang? Ngayong class, kunyari, given ka ng elevation of the PVC. Okay? Gusto mong pumunta sa PVT. Okay, ito yung very interesting dito, ano. You can get the elevation of PVT by moving along the curve or by moving along the tangents. Okay, parehas lang yung lalabas. And makikita mo dito, class. Yan, no? Yung elevation of PVT, in this case, class, okay, ganito yung ginawa niya, no? From the elevation of the of the HP, highest point, yan ang ginawa niya, plus the area of the grade diagram, 1/2 times base, yun yung S2. S2 ay equal to 100 minus S1. 100 minus S1. Okay, times the grade. Okay, negative 3%, that is negative 0.03. Okay, you will get this elevation of PVT, and this is by using the area of the grade diagram. Okay, an alternate solution is to move along the tangent. Okay, take note that moving along the tangent is only applicable if the point na kinoconsider mo is also on the tangent. Okay? In this case, PVC is on the curve and PVC is also on the tangent. PVT is on the curve, PVT is also on the tangent. Okay lang? So, ibig sabihin, you can move from PVC to PVT along the tangent. So, paano yan? Ano ba yung gusto kong i-point dito? Okay, so elevation of PVC is 97.5. Okay? Plus, dadaan ka along the tangent, so makakarating ka ng PVI. Okay, so 0.05 times 50, sorry. Okay? Tapos, plus the negative grade times the run ng negative grade. Okay? Yan o. Nire-write ko lang. Physical, ito na yun. Nakasulat ko pala. So, makikita mo, that the elevation of PVT is 98.5 pa rin, no? If you will move along the tangent. Okay? And emphasize ko lang ulit, no? You can move along the tangent if the elevation of if the point na i-consider mo is nandoon sa tangent. Okay? And so, kunyari, kukunin mo yung elevation nitong point na ito, yung C. Okay, pwede gawin mo dyan, from A, pag-move ka along the tangent, papunta sa PVI, which is yung B. Okay, tapos mag-move ka pa ganun para makarating ka sa C. Okay, paano yun? Kunyari, hindi given yung elevation ng C. Kunyari lang. Okay, paano yun? 95 plus the elevation, the grade, 5% times 100 plus negative grade, 0.03 times 100 din. Okay, you will get the elevation of C, which is 97. Okay, ano yung pangalawang way? Dumaan ka sa curve. Pwede din. Imagine mo naman, di ba? Nakita mo yung figure, di ba? Pwede ka dumaan sa curve. Okay, paano yung kapag dadaan ka sa curve? 95 plus the area of the positive curve. Okay. Base, 100. Height, 0.05. Okay. Plus 1/2. Base, yung S1, 62.5. Height, 0.05. Okay. plus yung negative area, 1/2 base S2, 100 minus 62.5, height ay negative 0.03, okay, plus base na ay kamali, sorry, mali yung tingin ko doon sa dimension, 50 pala ito, you know, 50 times negative 0.03. Okay lang? Ayan, no? Kapag i-try mo yan, try ko na nga din. Yan, makikita mo that is equal to 97 pa din. Okay lang? So, yan, tama yan. Okay? Yan lang. So, bakit ko tinuro pa yun? No? So, sir, parang pinagulo mo lang yung solution eh. Okay, so, ang ginawa natin is we presented another solution, no? Para if ever that the curve is, or sorry, the point is, nandoon sa tangent. Okay, you can make two solutions, no, to check your, to check your answer. Okay, kasi I think, it is very, helpful kung meron kang dalawang solutions para ma-double check mo yung ginagawa mong solution. Okay? Ayan, kasi madali lang naman siya, no? Makita mo, area-area lang. Okay, so siguro, hanap ka na lang ng paraan para ma-double check mo yung sagot mo, no? Para ma-perfect mo yung exam. Kasi kayang-kaya naman siya i-perfect. Okay, provided that naiintindihan mo yung sinusolve mo. Okay, so ayan, by the way, class, you have two elevations there. Okay, pwedeng ang itanong sa'yo is the elevation along the curve and elevation along the tangent. Okay, most common yung along the curve, pero class, paano kapag tinanong what is the elevation along the tangent? Okay, mamaya pag-usapan natin yung gano'n, no? Okay, so, basically din. Ito, yung A nasa tangent, so this is the elevation along the tangent. No? Ito din, 97, this is the elevation of C along the tangent. TVC, yung elevation niya along the curve, yun din yung elevation niya along the tangent. Okay, pero paano kapag itong point na ito ang consider? Okay? The elevation of this point along the tangent is nandito. Ito yung elevation niya sa tangent. To. Ito naman yung sa curve. Okay? So, paano yun? Okay, magkaiba lang yung magiging solution niya, no? Kapag along the tangent, syempre, you will move along the tangent. So, PVC plus the grade, 0.05, times the distance, no? Itong distance na ito. Gawin ko na lang D1. D1. Okay? Paano naman kung along the curve? Okay, elevation along the curve. Okay, PVC plus, analyze mo yung grade diagram. Okay? Plus the area of this one. Okay, this is a trapezoid. Kunin mo lang yung area nito. Okay, edi lagay ko na lang dito. Area ng trapezoid. Okay, ikaw na lang maggawa ng setup niya, no? Okay, pinakita ko lang paano siya gagawin. Okay, yun yung pinagkaiba, no? Yan, kapag along the curve and along the tangent. Then class, second problem class, a vertical parabolic curve is to connect a back tangent of negative 2% and a forward tangent of 3%. And the change in the grade is 0.2% per 20 meter station. Okay, and the stationing of PVC is 15 plus 428 and then with an elevation of 100. Okay, so and find the length of the parabolic curve. Second, hanapin the stationing of the PVT. And third is, ano daw yung elevation of the PVT. Okay, so first step, draw the curve. Ayan, class, ito yung figure, no, sabi dito, the back tangent, ito yung back tangent natin, is negative 2%, the forward tangent is positive 3%. Okay, class, sabi dito, binigyan ka ng change in grade, no. Sabi, yung change in grade is positive, no, so, nagbabago nagiging positive di ba? From negative 2%, the final grade became positive 3%. Okay? So, ang tanong, gaano kalayo yung tinravel to change the grade from negative 2% to positive 3% kung ang change in grade is 0.2% per 20 meter station. Okay? Kung basically ang tanong is, ito kasi binigyan ka ng rate, no? Ulitin ko lang, baka doon sa mga nalito. Binigyan ka ng rate of change, okay? So, ibig sabihin, from negative 2%, okay, nung nag-travel siya ng 20 meters, naging negative 1.8% na lang. Nag-travel ulit ng 20 meters, naging negative 1.6% na lang. Okay? Tapos, and so on and so forth, hanggang nakarating siya sa positive 3% na grade. Okay, the question is, gaano kalayo yung tinravel from negative 2% to positive 3%? Okay, para ma-achieve mo yung ganong grade. Okay, so ayan, by using your ratio and proportion, ayan, binigyan ka ng rate. Binigyan ka ng rate, ayan. Yung rate ay 0.2% per 20 meters, ayan, equal to the final elevation minus the initial elevation over the total length na tinravel mo. Okay lang? Ayan, so, by using that equation, ito yun. Okay, sir, saan nanggaling itong equation na to? Okay, saan nanggaling yan? Class common sense. Okay, ano pa ba? Wala, common sense lang talaga eh. Okay, and binigyan ka kasi ng rate, no? Ganong kalaki yung change. Tapos equal yan, syempre, unit analysis mo, no? Final minus initial over the distance travel. Okay lang? Ayan, kita mo naman sa units, di ba? Percent, meter. Okay, percent yung mga taas, meter yung ilalim. Okay, kung hindi mo siya naiintindihan, basically, ano lang, unit analysis lang ginawa natin dito, no? Okay, or ano pa bang explanation? Yan. Another explanation class N, binigyan ka ng rate of change class, you can consider rate of change as the slope. Okay? Alala mo, m is equals to y over x. Okay, rise over run. Okay, in this case, ito yung m. Okay, rise is the change in the height. In this case, the change in the slope. Okay, over run. Ano yung run mo? Yung length. Tama? And you will get the length of the curve is equal to 500 meters. Okay? That is the answer to the first question for the CE Board Exam November 2017. Ayan. Class second question, station of PVT. Paano natin kukunin yung station? Class, sabi natin, di ba? Stations are based only on the horizontal distances. Now, in this case, the horizontal distance from PVC to PVT is 500. Okay, pag-plus mo yan, makuha mo na agad yung elevation of the PVT. Final answer. Sobrang simple. Okay, next, kunin natin elevation. Sabi natin, di ba, meron tayong dalawang way. Okay, since PVT exists both on the curve and on the tangent, papakita tayo ng dalawang solution. Okay? And so, una, gawin muna natin along the curve para stig. Yan. To get the elevation of PVT along the curve class, gagawin mo 100. Okay, plus the area of this one. Okay? Ay, nakuha mo class yung S1. Ayan, no, kanina similar triangles natin. S1 is 200. Okay, 1 half times base 200 times height of the triangle negative 0.02%. Okay? Plus the area of this second diagram 1 half base ay and base ay 300, height is 0.03 positive. Okay? By using that equation class, makukuha mo itong elevation of PVT na ito. Okay? That is getting the elevation of PVT while moving along the curve. Okay? Meron tayong second solution dyan, which is ito, along the tangent. So, paano kapag along the tangent? So, 100, okay, plus, okay, grade, negative 0.02 times the run, 250. Okay, in this case, medyo nabaliktad ko lang, no? Pero parehas lang yan. Di ba, commutative property. Okay, plus grade. Okay, nasa PBI ka na, no? Kapag ito yung ginawa mo. Okay, PBI na yan. Okay, next, from PBI, pupunta ka ng PBT. So, the grade is positive 3% times the run, 250. Okay, you will get the same elevation. Okay? So hopefully, hopefully, uh, nakakasunod dun sa part na yun. Okay? We are trying to solve every problem in this case without using the formulas no, na sinasaulo natin. No? Kaya kapag ka inaral mo to sa ibang way, plus makikita mo yung mga books and dami nilang diniderive na formula, tapos pinapakita ng mga formula, okay, class na hindi naman kailangan. Okay? Kung napapansin mo, simula kanina hanggang ngayon, wala tayong ginagawang formula. No? Yan. We are only analyzing the problem using the concepts. Okay, I think that is the power of knowing that is the power of understanding what you are learning, 'di ba? Concepts lang. Kaya nasusolve natin yung mga bagay-bagay, no? Concepts lang. Hindi natin kailangan ng mga formula na hindi naman kailangan. Ba? Pangit 'yun. Class try natin sample problem 3 and sabi dito, a downgrade of 3.2% meets an upgrade. Ano yung downgrade pag ganun yun? Di ba? Pababa. Tapos meets an upgrade of positive 4.2%. Okay. At station, okay, so basically sinabi niya yung station of the PVI. Okay, ito yung station nun. And tapos binigyan ka rin ng elevation. And sabi, a parabolic curve 440 meter long connects the grade lines from A at the downgrade to B at the upgrade. Ito yung A, ito yung B. Okay, meron daw curve na nag-connect. The length of the curve is 440. Ang tanong, ano daw yung station of B? Okay, class, you can solve this by knowing the concepts. Okay, walang formula. Okay, paano yun? Sabi natin class, di ba, kapag yan ay parabolic curve class, PVI is always midway between the PVC and PVT. No? And sinabi, the parabolic curve is 440 meter long. So, ibig sabihin, 220 ito. 220 rin ito. Okay? Ngayon sabi, the stationing is based on the horizontal distance. So, basically, class, binigyan ka ng station of PVI, plus mo lang yung kalahati ng curve, plus meron ka ng sagot for the board exam 2005. 1 over 30. Ako lang kung 30 points pa rin ito. Okay, pero kung 1 over 30, may 1 over 30 ka na sa board exam, no? Sobrang dali lang. Okay, kung naintindihan mo. Okay? Palagi naman ganun yun. Di ba? Kung naintindihan mo. Okay, class kasi, yan, katulad ng paulit-ulit ko sinasabi, di ba? Kailangan naintindihan mo yung mga bagay-bagay kasi there are cases na sobrang dali ng tanong tapos walang formula for that. Okay? Ang panlaban mo lang talaga is kung ano yung naintindihan mo, di ba? Yan. Kailangan alam mo yung concept na yun, no? L over 2 lang, di ba? Kaya kapag pag formula based ka, babaliw ka dyan. Walang formula for that. Okay? Yan. Next, and last but not the least, and descending grade, 6%, ascending grade, 2%, intersect at station, and binigyan ko na station ng PVI, 12 plus 200, whose elevation, and binigyan ko rin ng elevation, and the grades are to be connected by a parabolic curve 160 meter long. Okay. And find the elevation of the first quarter point of the curve. Okay, on the curve pala. Okay, class, what is first quarter point? Okay, first quarter, ibig sabihin, unang pang-apat. Ito yun. Okay, if you will divide the length of the curve into 4, okay, ito yun. Okay, ang tanong niya class is, ano daw yung elevation nitong point na ito? Okay, ito to. Paano yan? That point is along the curve. Tama ba? Eh, kailangan natin i-analyze yung grade diagram. Okay, draw the grade diagram. Okay, and grade diagram. Plus, ang hinahanap mo is the elevation at this point. Okay, so to get the elevation of this point, gawin natin, strategize muna natin, no? Paano yung movement? Yan. From PVI, kukunin dapat natin yung elevation ng PVC. Pagdating ng elevation sa PVC class, kukunin natin yung elevation nito by moving along the curve. Okay? From PVI, you will move along the tangent para makarating ka sa PVC. Tapos, from PVC, you will move along the curve to get the elevation of this one. Okay? Now, class, from PVC, kailangan mong kunin, di ba, along the curve. So, kailangan makuha mo yung area of the gray diagram. Okay, i-shade natin yung area of the gray diagram needed. Okay, ito yun. Ngayong class, makikita mo that this area is an area of the trapezoid. And sana alam mo yung area of the trapezoid, no? 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. Hopefully, naalam nyo pa ano. Yung bases class ay yung mga parallel sides. So, in this case, class, yung height is ito. Okay lang? Sana na-gets yun. No? Yan. Kasi, yung parallel sides ay yung 6% na negative at yung G40. Okay, G40 stands for grade at 40 meters from the PVC. Okay, kaya G40 yung ginamit ko dyan. Okay lang? Okay, so ayan. Alam na natin strategy natin. Ulitin natin na from PVI, pupunta ka ng PVC, tapos you move along the curve. Okay, to move along the curve, you will get the area of this one. Okay, pero ang question class, ano muna yung G40? Okay, ano muna yung G40? Okay, so to get the G40 class, sabi natin, di ba, lahat ng mga triangle dyan sa gray diagram class, those are similar triangles. Okay? So, yan. Gagawin natin class by using similar triangles, makuha natin yung G40. Okay, analyze natin itong malaking triangle, tapos itong maliit na triangle. Okay, yung maliit na triangle involves the G40, the big triangle involves the 6%. Okay? Yan. So, class, by using your similar triangles, okay, yan, para makuha yung S1, hopefully, nakuha na yan, no? Kanina pa natin ginagawa yan, no? Yung S1, longer side over the shorter side, 6%. Longer side, S2 over the shorter side, 2%. Okay? Class, ikaw bahala pala dito, no? Yung 6% dito, yung 6 dito, pwedeng gawin mo na lang 6 or 0.06. Yung 2%, pwede mo gawin 0.02. Okay? Ikaw bahala, no? Pero, parehas lang lalabas yan. Okay? Kasi makakancel naman yung, yung percent nila. Okay, yung over 100 nila, makakancel lang din. Okay, so yan, pwede mo na idiretso dito or pwede mo rin isulat sa 0.06 and 0.02 if gusto mo. Ayan, ito pala. Ayan. Okay, so by using your similar triangles class, makukuha mo that the S1 ay equal to 120. Okay? Now, by using your similar triangles dito, okay, ito yung big triangle, ito yung small triangle, okay? And so, longer side, 120, shorter side, 6. Longer side ng small triangle is 80. Ayan na, longer side niya, 80. Ulitin ko lang. Ito yung class. Longer side ng smaller triangle, 80. Shorter side ng smaller triangle, G40. Okay, you will get G40, 4%. Okay, pero since negative itong, nandun ka sa negative side ng gray diagram, ikaw na lang na maglagay ng negative doon na. Yan, so, ingatan yung pag-substitute, no? I suggest class, isolve mo ng ng mano-mano, no? Huwag mo ilagay yung negative kasi mga dimensions yung mga yan. Tapos, ang gawin mo, class, ikaw na lang maglagay ng negative sign, no? Kasi iba class nalilito doon sa sa sign, nagkakaproblema pa sila. Okay, so I suggest huwag mo na isama yung sign. Mamaya na lang, no, pag nandun ka sa final. Okay, so negative sign kasi nasa negative side siya ng diagram natin. Okay, class, ngayon gagawin natin class from elevation of the PVI. Okay, sabi ayan, no. Yan, yan, di ba? Okay. Plus, okay. Plus, di ba, dapat kung papunta sa kanan, pero pabalik ka eh. Okay, pabalik ka. So, ang gagawin mo ngayon, class, imbis na magpa-plus ka, ang gagawin mo, magma-minus. Okay, minus, tapos yung grade, which is negative, 0.06 times the run, 80. Okay, para makuha mo yung elevation of the PVC. Okay? That is one way of interpreting it, no? Another way is that, and makikita mo class, from your figure, PVC ay mas mataas kaysa sa PVI. Okay? If mas mataas siya, paano ka makakarating sa PVC? So basically, the elevation of PVI plus the run, the slope times the run, which is 80. That's another way of interpreting it, no? Parang, since pabalik ka, edi yung mangyari, yung slope mo, pataas na, positive na. Tama ba? Okay. Bakit ba naging negative to? Okay, negative siya kasi from left to right, pababa. Okay? Eh kung gagawin mong right to left, edi magiging positive 6% na siya. Okay lang? Yeah. As shown in this one. Okay? Yan. So maraming way kung paano mo siya interpret, no? So it's up to you kung anong isipin mo. Okay, pero as long as you will arrive with the correct sign convention, wala kang maging problema dito. Okay, ulitin ko lang. Okay, so kung nalilito ka doon sa sinabi ko kanina, ganito na lang, no? From elevation sa A, okay, since pakaliwa ka, gawin mo negative. Okay, tapos isama mo yung sign, no? Okay? Parehas lang yung equation na lalabas. Ito din yan. Okay lang? So, I think mas madaling isipin yun, no? Pakaliwa, i-negative mo. Okay? Yan. Next, nandito ka na sa PVC. Pakanan ulit. So, gagawin mo na. Magpa-positive ka na. Tapos, you will move along the curve. So, kailangan mong kunin yung area of the gray diagram. Okay. So, 1/2. Okay. Base 1 is negative 6%. Base 2 ay negative 4%. Yung height ay ito. Class yung height, hindi porke height laging pa-vertical ha. And in this case kasi class yung trapezoid mo ay nakatabingi, no? Or kumbaga, let's say, nakahiga. Okay, kaya yung height niya is the horizontal distance. Okay, 40. Okay, you will get this elevation of Q1. Okay? Next question, sir. And, sir, pwede po ba na you will move along the tangent to get the elevation of Q1? Okay, in this case, class, in this problem, no. Okay, bakit no? Kasi Q1, ang hinahanap is the elevation along the curve. Okay? If you will move along the tangent, okay, paano yung along the tangent? 14.375. Okay, pabalik. Okay? Yung run ay 40. Okay? Ito class, yung sagot nito, this is the elevation of the first quarter point along the tangent. Okay, so that is nalimutan ko yung negative dito. And that is 16.775 meters. Okay, this is the elevation along the tangent of this first quarter point. Okay? Ito yung along the curve, ito yung along the tangent. Okay, baka lang naman, no? Baka lang. Okay, pero anyway, ganyan na. Ayan class, so dito tayo sa second part, no? So yung unsymmetrical vertical curve. Okay, so yung last time ang pinag-usapan natin is the parabolic curve, which is vertical curve na symmetrical. Okay, hindi lang natin na-mention last time, no? Pero symmetrical siya. Okay, paano siya naging symmetrical? Okay, it is symmetrical because the PVI is at the same distance, no? PVI to PVC is same distance to PVI to PVT. Tama ba? Naalala mo? Ang PVI ay laging nasa gitna. Tama ba? Laging nasa gitna. Okay? Since lagi siya nasa gitna, edi ibig sabihin, itong distance na ito, L over 2, ay equal dito. Okay? Symmetrical. Okay? Now, paano kapag hindi applicable itong curve na ito? Kunyari, for some reason, no, kumbaga hindi feasible yung paggawa ng simple vertical curve lang. Okay? So, dyan papasok yung tinatawag natin na unsymmetrical vertical curve. Okay? Yan. So, unequal tangent. Okay? Unequal tangent is another term for unsymmetrical. Okay? An unequal tangent vertical curve is simply a pair of equal tangent curves. Ano yung equal tangent? Symmetrical yun. Yun yung pinag-usapan natin kanina. Okay? Pair of equal tangent curves. Klase ito yung sinasabi niya. This is the first curve. This is the second curve. Tapos, kinonect mo sila. Okay? So, that is the unsymmetrical vertical curve. Okay? Yan. Where the PVT ending yun. Okay, PVT, the ending of the first curve is equal to the PVC of the second. PVC is the start of the second. Okay? Yung point kung saan nag-intersect yun, that is the point of compound vertical curvature or minsan tawag sa kanya is point of point of compound vertical curve. Okay, PCVC. Okay? And basically, kung isipin mo, sa horizontal, meron kang compound curve. Okay, dito naman sa vertical, meron kang unsymmetrical curve. Okay, basically, dalawang curve lang din na pinagsama. Okay, so ngayon ang tanong, paano mo ba siya dinodraw? Paano ba siya dinodrawing ng tama? Okay, so ganito mangyayari, no? Okay, from PVI, bibigyan ka ng distance dito. Papunta sa PVC, tapos bibigyan ka rin ng distance from PVT. Okay, so gagawin mo ngayon, mag-drawing ka ng tangents. Okay? Yung class, pagka na-drawing mo na yung class, yung final output, ganito lang. Okay, yan pala yung meron ka. Okay, now from that part, class, sa gitna nito, class, sa gitna nito, gagawin mo, magdodraw ka ng straight line. Okay? Ito yun, class, yung tinutukoy ko na straight line. Okay? Yan, yun yung drawing na straight line. Tapos, class, yung gagawin mo ngayon, i-connect mo. Okay, ito-touch mo siya. Okay? From PVC, magdodrawing ka ng curve which will touch dito. Okay? Dun sa PCVC. Okay? At that point, class, dapat magta-touch dyan yung curve. Okay? Tapos, yung next touch ng curve along the tangent is nandun na sa PVT. Okay? Kagaya mo lang. From PVC, draw ka ng curve which will touch the tangent at that point. Okay, tapos move ka ulit. Tapos mag-touch ka ulit dito. Okay, so ayan na. Ganyan i-draw yung unsymmetrical vertical curve. Okay, so mahalaga class yung procedure na yun, no, para ma-drawing mo siya ng tama. And second is because meron tayong i-discuss which is yung G3. Yan, medyo pa-epal na slope, no? Okay, pero ayan. In most cases, class, wala kang masasolve sa unsymmetrical vertical curve kung hindi mo alam yung G3. Kaya palaging ito yung unang sinasolve natin, no, for these types of problems. Okay, now, the question is, paano mo kukunin yung G3? Okay, in many cases, no, katulad ng ginawa sa amin dati. Okay, binigay lang sa amin yung formula, tapos bahala na kayo kung anong gagawin nyo. Okay, bahala na kayo sa formula na yan. Okay, so, bahala kayo sa buhay nyo. Okay, so, ayaw kung sanang ganun yung maging approach natin. So, gagawin natin class. Okay, so, yan, pinaghirapan ko to, no? Itong derivation na to. Okay, so, sana aralin nyo ito. Okay, so, tagal kong inisip to kung paano napalabas itong G3 formula na ito. Okay, so, ito yung gusto kong i-share sa inyo. Okay, so, hindi kasi kahit sa review center, hindi tinuro sa amin to, yung derivation. Okay, so, yun yung gusto kong i-share sa inyo. Okay? Okay, so, class, ano, ito yung magiging final figure na gagamitin natin for the derivation. Okay? Class G3 is the slope of this tangent. Yung nandito sa gitna, tangent din yan, class. Tangent sa curve, diba? Tangent meaning nagta-touch na isang beses sa curve. Okay? Yan ang tangent. The grade or the slope of this third tangent is the G3. Okay? Ito, class, yung slope nito, this is the G1. Yung slope nito, class, this is the G2. Okay? So, class, paano mo kukunin yung G3? Okay? By analyzing this triangle, class, okay? Na-figure out ko na pwede mo pala i-derive yan yung formula of the G3. Paano yun? Yan, remember from the concept, di ba? Ano ba yung G3, class? That G3 is rise over run. Tama ba? Ay, sorry. In general, slope is rise over run. Okay, so slope is equal to rise. Ano yung rise, class? The final, elevation of the final point, ito yun. Minus the elevation of the initial point, ito yun. Okay lang? Yan. Tapos, overrun, syempre yung total distance na tinravel from the initial point to the final point. Okay? So, paano yun? Paano natin kukunin yung y? Yung y, class, that is the rise. Ayan, makikita mo sa figure, nilagyan ko na yung y. Okay? Plus, para makuha mo yung y, kailangan mo kunin itong elevation na ito. Paano mo makuha yan? That is simply the grade G2 times the length half of the parabola dito sa right side. And kita naman, no? L2 yung distance, G2 yung slope. Okay? Pagka kinuha mo yan, kapag minultiply mo yan, class, makakuha mo itong dimension na ito. Sabihin na natin y2. Okay? Ngayon, class, y2 minus, dapat ito, gawin natin, ito y1 na lang, y1. Okay, paano mo kunin yung y1? Okay, di para makuha mo yung height niyan, sabi natin pabalik, so negative. Yung grade ay G1, okay? Negative yan, di ba? Tapos, L1 ito, over 2. Okay, yun yung ano niya. Okay lang? Yan yung ito-travel mo. Ayan, tapos, yung denominator class, that is L1 over 2 plus L2 over 2. Okay, that is the total distance traveled. Okay, from this point to this point. Okay? And kung makikita mo dito klase, nawala yung mga over 2. Bakit nawala? Kasi, na-cancel lang. Okay, yung numerator may over 2, yung denominator may over 2 din, so ma-cancel. Okay? Pwede mo i-prove yan using your algebra. Okay, so class, basically, kapag sinimplify mo yan, makuha mo itong equation na to, which is G3 equal to G2 times L2 plus G1 times L1 over the total length. Okay, hopefully aralin niyo itong part na to, no? So, and inaral ko yan, no? Ayan, share ko lang. Okay, so, ayan. Dinerive ko ito. I mean, finigure out ko kung paano to. So, gusto ko kasi na ma-solve nyo itong mga problems na ito, no, na hindi kayo magre-rely sa mga formula. And so, as much as possible, as much as kaya kong siyang i-derive, and gusto kong i-share sa inyo. No? So, sana, yan, aralin nyo. No? So, pero hindi ko required no, ayan. Kung ayaw mo naman, wala namang problema sa akin. Yun nga lang, ayan. Pinakita ko sa yung derivation, ayan, para lang alam mo, no, para hindi mo naman sabihin na, kasi binigay lang sa amin ito nung surveying namin. Tapos hindi ko naman naintindihan. Okay, so ayan. Ganyan yung derivation niya. Okay, class, now when using this formula, class, ang gagawin mo lang is substitute mo yung mga values, no? So, ayan, no? Substitute mo na lang dyan yung mga values. Try natin. Yan, so apply natin yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, no? So, ayan. Sorry. 80.4% grade intersects a negative 4.2% grade at station 4 plus 460 at an elevation of 145.2 meters. Okay, so ayun yung elevation, yun yung station. Okay, that is the PVI. Okay, if you will draw that figure, ganito yung mangyari. Positive 3.4, negative 4.2%. Okay? And tapos, binigyan ka ng station, this is 4 plus 460. Tapos, elevation, 145.2. Yan na. A vertical curve of length 110 meters is to be extended back from the point of intersection. Basically, class, that is the horizontal distance of the first curve, no? Tapos, 80 meters to be run forward. 80. Okay, ganyan mangyari. Ngayon, class, to draw that properly, kunin mo daw yung mga gitna. Connect mo. Tapos, mag-draw ka ng curve which will touch the tangents. Medyo pangat lang. Pero ganyan siya. And so, determine the location of the summit from PVC. Determine the stationing of the summit. And determine the elevation of the summit. Puro summit, no? Okay, so, to solve that properly, kailangan nating i-draw ng tama yung curve. Okay, ganyan magiging itsura niya. Okay? And so sabi natin class hinahanap mo yung mga station, di ba? Yan, to get station and elevation pala. Okay, so to get the elevation class of the summit, ang summit ay mag-o-occur. Okay, kung saan 0 yung slope. Mamaya pag-usapan natin yun. Okay? Ayan, class. Ito yung figure, 110 yung yung back or let's say first curve, no? Ayan, so 110. So etong first curve ay symmetrical ito, no? Symmetrical curve ito. Ito ay symmetrical din. Okay, so pag pinagsama mo yung dalawang symmetrical, ang mangyayari, unsymmetrical na siya. Okay? Or basically, compound vertical curve siya. Ngayon, class, kailangan makuha itong G3. So, mamaya kukunin muna natin yung G3. Okay, so entry natin. Class, yan. To get the G3, substitute mo lang yung mga values, class, So, G1 times length 1 plus G2 times length 2, and sama mo yung sign class dito. Kung gagamitin mo itong formula na to, isama mo yung sign class. Okay lang? And so, ganyan mangyari. Okay, over the total length, L1 plus L2, ayan, magiging makukuha mo, G3 is 2%. Okay lang? 0.2% pala, 0.2. Okay? Yan. So, after getting the G3, kailangan mo naman makuha yung G1. Okay? S1 pala. Okay, paano mo makuha yung S1 plus? By using your similar triangles. Okay lang? By using your similar triangles. Class, yung S1 ay dapat pala pinakita ko yung grade diagram, no? Class, by the way, drawing natin yung grade diagram dito. Okay. 3.4%, nandito yun. Okay. 0.2% nandito. Negative 4.2% nandito. Okay, if you will draw the grade diagram, yun. Okay. Now class, S1 is this dimension. S2, itong dimension na to. Okay. Class, basically, sinasabi ng S1 is the distance from the left nung highest or lowest point, no? Yan. So, kung saan mag-0 yun, nandoon yung highest point or lowest point. Okay? And so, the distance from the left of the highest point or lowest point is equal to S1. Okay? So, paano mo makuha yung S1? Okay? Para makuha mo yung S1, kailangan mo muna makuha yung S2. In this figure, ayan, kasi hindi siya diretso. Tama ba? Ayan. So, gagawin mo ngayon, the total length, okay, total length is 190. That is from 100 plus 80. Okay, 100 plus 80 minus S2, makuha mo yung S1. Okay? Now, to get the S2, gagamitin mo yung similar triangles na nakikita mo ngayon. Tama ba? Nakikita mo yung similar triangles. Ay, ba't ko binura? Okay? Yan o. Itong triangle na ito, and itong triangle na to are similar. Okay, so S2 over the grade, 4.2%, ay equal to 80. Tama ba? Kasi itong part na to is 80. This is 80. Okay? Minus S2 over 0.2. Okay? Yun kasi yung height ng G3. Dito. Okay, positive. So, by using that equation, makukuha mo yung S2, tapos makukuha mo na rin yung S1. Okay? Yan. Plus, ang tanong kanina is the distance of the highest point from PVC. Tama ba? Yan. So, the distance of the highest point from the PVC ay equal to S1. 113.63636. Okay? Final answer. Okay? Next problem. Mga elevation and station naman. Okay? Try natin. Class, sabi, station of the highest point, paano yun? Edi from dito, PVI, babalik ka, diba, sa PVC. Okay, minus the horizontal distance, 100. Okay, tapos from PVC, magmo-move ka, papunta sa highest point. Nandito yung highest point. Saan kaya? Dito. Okay, this is S1. Okay, the distance you will travel is equal to S1. So, plus S1 mo yan. Makukuha mo yung station of the highest point, which is 4 plus 4, 63.64. Okay, final answer. Next is the elevation. Okay, paano yung elevation? Is i-draw ulit natin yung grade diagram, no? Nalimutan ko isama dito sa figure. So, pero i-redraw na lang natin. No? So, somewhere dito. Ganyan lang naman yung drawing nun. Diba, madali lang naman siya yung drawing. Okay, so you have here 3.4%, 0.2%. Tapos dito meron ka negative 4.2%. Okay? So basically class, sabi nga natin, move along the tangent, di ba? Elevation ng PVC, tapos move along the tangent para makarating ka sa dito. Or pwedeng pwedeng ang buo na dito, di ba? Okay, anyway, pakita ko kung paano yung yung approach na ginawa dito sa pinakitang solution dito, class. Okay, so gawin natin from the PVI. Okay, bumalik siya ng PVC. Nandito yung PVC. Okay, to get the elevation of PVC, that is PVI. Okay, pabalik, kaya minus positive slope minus 0.034, tapos yung run is 110. Okay, so makuha mo yung elevation of PVC. 141.46. Now, to get the elevation of HP, or the highest point, okay, from the elevation of PVC class, analyze mo yung grid diagram. Ito yung grid diagram class. Okay, analyze mo itong shaded part. Okay, i-plus mo yung area of the shaded part. Okay, i-plus mo yung area of that shaded part into the elevation of the PVC, makuha mo yung elevation of HP. Okay, so that is 1/2. Okay, base nito 110. Base nito is 3.4%. Tapos another base is 0.02%. 0.2% pala, sorry. Okay, so ito yun. Okay, base 1 plus base 2. Okay, times height 110. Plus the area of the triangle na nandito. Triangle dito. 1/2. Yung base I equal to, ano to? This is S1 minus 110. Tama ba? Kasi, ito class is S1 eh. Tama ba? S1 minus 110, ito yung 110, matitira yung itong dimension na ito. S1 minus 110 ito. Okay, so that is the base of the triangle. Okay, 113.63636 minus 110, that is the base of the triangle. The height is 0.2%, no? Kung decimal form, that is 0.002. Okay, and you will get the HP. Okay, that's it. Try natin another solution. Pwedeng ganyan, pwedeng ganito. Yan, class. So, dito, another approach ang ginawa natin. No? So, kanina, ginawa natin, bumalik tayo sa PVC. Ngayon, another approach na gagawin naman natin is, paano naman kung sa kabila? Kasi kunyari, hindi ka marunong mag-trapezoid, no? Kunyari, hindi mo naaral sa senior high. Okay? So, ganito gagawin natin. Okay? Kunyari, ang alam mo lang is area ng triangle. So, good for you. Meron ding approach na ganun, no? And sabi natin, the maximum point, highest or lowest point, occurs at the point where the slope is 0. Okay, nandito yun. This is S2. Okay? Another approach, sabi natin ganito. From the PVI, punta ka ng PVT. Okay? So, yan. So, para makuha mo elevation of PVT, that is 145.2 plus, kasi pa kanan, tapos the slope is negative 0.042, yung run ay 80. Okay, pag i-simplify mo yan, ito yung lalabas. And makuha mo yung PVT is ito. Okay? Now, from PVT, from this one, babalik ka, di ba? Okay, so minus, and elevation of PVT minus the area of the grid diagram. Ito yun. Okay, 1/2 base S2, height negative 0.042. Okay, you will get the same elevation, HP. Okay, so ayan. Bakit natin pinapakita itong mga ganitong dalawang solution na ito? Yan, para mas maintindihan natin, di ba? Yan, para mas maunawaan mo, and pagka mag-exam ka, may pang-checking ka. Okay, so ayan lang. Siguro last point na gusto kong ipakita is the application, no, ng derivatives and integral dito. No? Yan, ano sabi doon sa derivative, if naalala mo? Yung mga maxima minima, if you remember. Okay? Sa maximum minima, pinapakita nun yung highest and lowest point sa graph. Okay? And since this is graphical, then makikita mo yung application niya dito, class. Yan, sa grid diagram, class, naalala mo kanina, sabi natin, the grade, or do sa derivatives mo na lang, no? If you remember, no? Yung prof mo palagi siya sabi niya, the grade ay equal sa slope. Okay? Although dati hindi mo siya naiintindihan. Okay? Ngayon, i-apply natin yung idea na yan, no? The grade ay equal sa slope, and that is also equal to the derivative. No? Paulit-ulit siya sabi ng prof namin dati, that is derivative. No? Derivative is the slope of the curve. Derivative is the slope of the curve. Paulit-ulit niya sasabi, kahit hindi namin naiintindihan talaga. Okay? So, dito mo ma-appreciate yung sinasabi niya. Okay? So, sa derivatives mo, pinag-usapan nyo doon, sa differential calculus mo, pinag-usapan doon that the derivative is the slope of the curve. Okay? And when the derivative is 0, nandoon yung maximum point, no? Maximum or minimum. Okay? In this point, makikita mo ito, no? Ayan, no? The curve is the, yun yung plot, di ba? Sabi nga natin, the elevation ay equal to the integral, di ba? Integral of the curve, fx dx, okay? The change in height is equal to the integral, tama ba? Ngayon class, kung babaliktarin mo ngayon, yung change in height kapag i-derivative mo naman yun. Okay, that is the that is the slope naman. Okay lang? Alam mo yun? Kunyari, ito. Y, meron kang function. Okay? Kapag parabolic yung class, that is 2x squared. O, kunyari lang. General ng x squared. Okay? Kung ito yung graph ng line, yung derivative niya is 2x. Okay? Ito yung graph nung slope niya. Okay? Yan yung graph nung grade diagram niya. Okay? Now, kapag integrate mo itong y prime na ito, class, okay, integral ng y prime, integral ng 2x dx, lalabas yun. Okay? Class, yung y, yun yung height. Okay? I think, I don't know kung may sense yung sasabi ko para sa inyo, no? Pero, yan, medyo mahirap pagka in-apply mo ng math, no? Okay, pero anyway, ang gusto ko ipakita dito is meron siyang application, no? Okay, so siguro medyo hirap pang i-observe ngayon. Okay, pero dadating yung point in time na na marirealize mo lahat pala ng mga bagay na pinag-aralan mo is magkaka-relate and ma-apply mo pa na siya. Okay? And so siguro, medyo mahirap to explain, no? Ang emphasize ko lang siguro is this one. Okay? Sinabi doon sa differential calculus nyo that the point kung saan zero yung derivative, nandoon yung maximum point, which is shown by this graph. And makikita mo, the maximum elevation is nag-o-occur kung saan zero yung graph. No? Kung saan zero yung graph. And that is one of the major concepts dito. Kasi kapag pinahanap sa'yo, determine the elevation of the highest point, kailangan mo hanapin sa nag-zero. Determine the elevation of the lowest point, hanapin mo kung sa nag-zero. Okay, ganun lang siya. Ganun yung setup dito. Okay, so, and I hope na kahit pa paano, no, nagkaroon ng idea doon sa calculus part. Okay, pero kung hindi, or kunyari medyo curious ka, no, gusto mong mas maintindihan itong idea na ito, okay, consultation na lang natin. Okay, pero for now, I think hindi naman lahat ay gustong aralin yung calculus part nito. And so, hindi ko na lang gawin masyadong komplikado, no? And so, and ito na lang muna, no? Yung calculus part na gusto ko na lang munang i-highlight is this one. Kung saan zero yung graph, or the slope, or derivative, no? Nandoon yung highest or lowest point. Okay, so, if you have any questions, then message na lang. And kung wala, then that's it for this final coverage, no? Horizontal curves, vertical curves, yun lang yung coverage natin. Okay, so hopefully aralin nyo maigi, especially yung concepts. Okay, kasi yung finals natin, sabi ko nga sa inyo paulit-ulit, di ba? Lahat naman ng exam, no, kayang i-perfect, no? Provided that fully na-understand mo yung mga topics. Okay, so last time, no, doon sa third term, no, para lang medyo ma-inspire kayo na, and last time meron naka-perfect ng final exam, no? And halos, actually perfect siya, no? Na-perfect niya yung final exam, so kung kaya niya, kaya niyo rin. Okay, pero yun lang, siguro share ko rin, no, karamihan doon sa mga nag-exam ng last term. Okay, meron isang naka-perfect, pero mostly, puro pasang-awa. Okay, bakit pasang-awa? Kasi una, gumagamit sila ng mga formula na hindi naman nila naintindihan. Mga pinag-search nila sa net, tapos hindi applicable. Okay? Yung mga equations, no? Kasi dito sa vertical curves, meron ditong approach na yung magagawa ka na equation. Okay? Ayoko na equation na yun, no? Una kasi medyo komplikado siya. Okay? Kaya nga ito yung tinuro ko kasi dito, mag-area-area ka lang, di ba? Ito na nga yung madaling way eh. Okay? In-skip na natin yung mahirap na paraan. So, huwag nyo nang halokayin yun, no? And ganun yung ginawa ng mga, nung iba last time. Okay? Kaya doon sa vertical curves, isa lang yung tumama. Okay? Ang tumama, tatlo pala sila, tatlo. Okay? Ang mga tumama lang is yung mga gumamit ng method na tinuro ko. Okay? Itong method na ito. Okay? Hindi ko sinasabi na ito lang yung method na pwedeng gamitin. Okay? Ang sinasabi ko lang is ito yung pinakamadaling method sa lahat. Okay? Merong isang solution pa, no? Yung formula based, no? Yung meron ka equation of the parabola, substitute mo yung value of x, tapos makukuha mo yung sagot. Okay? Makakuha mo yung sagot kung tama yung sinubstitute mo. Yung problema, yan, sila kasi yan ko. Basta sinubstitute lang nila eh. Okay? Hindi ka makakuha ng tamang sagot doon kung hindi mo alam kung paano siya gamitin. Okay lang? Yan, so, kayo bahala sa approach nyo, no? Pero, ayun lang, suggestion ko lang, no? Please, huwag nyo lang gawin yung mahirap na part, no? Huwag nyo lang gawin yun. Okay? And so, kaya naman siya i-perfect, no? Provided that sinundan mo yung mga tinuro ko and naintindihan mo yung basically lahat ng parts ng ng discussions natin, no? Ayun lang. Okay, so hopefully do sa exam ayusin nyo. Okay, ayusin nyo lang. And huwag kayong magmamagic, no? Sana naman. Okay, kasi the exam will be all or nothing, no? Either you get it or not. Ganun na siya, no? If makikita ako ng mga nagmamagic-magic lang, no? So kapag ganun kayo, bala kayo sa buhay nyo, no? Kapag ganun, ang grading system na gagawin ko is all or nothing. Okay? You get the score or not. Ganun ang mangyayari since wala eh, di ba? I mean, kung nagkokopyahan tapos tapos hindi naman naiintindihan, no, nagpapakopya lang kayo, then panindigan nyo na yung gano'n, no? Bahala kayo sa buhay nyo. All or nothing tayo kapag ka gano'n, no? Scoring natin all or nothing kapag ka ganun yung mga solutions. Okay? Yan. So, kung hindi mo alam, then magsulat ka lang ng kahit mali, yaman mo na. Di ba? Okay, ang nakakainis lang is yung kapag ka mali, tapos sinishare mo pa. Okay? Tapos lahat kayo, ganun yung sagot nyo, no? Para-pares kayo mali, tapos isa sagot nyo. Nakakainis na yung ganun. So, sana, kung hindi mo alam, huwag mo na sagutan. Okay? Or, I mean, gawin mo ng sa sarili mo. Okay? Kasi mas nakaka-disappoint yung nagkopyahan na nga kayo, tapos mali-mali pa kayo. Okay? So, parang next level of disappointment yun. No? So, sana wag ganun. Okay? And kapag ka merong questions or any other clarifications, no, please, tanong mo na lang. Okay? Kung wala na, then, aralin mo na lang maigi, no? Tapos prepare for your final exams.